people are taking this too far in a variety of ways. Energy is about 11% of S&P 500 earnings. Consumer, both staples, discretionary, 19%. Energy might be 35% of S&P 500 capital spending. It's less than 10% of U.S. capital spending. Energy accounts for maybe 5% of all the job creation in the past 5 years, but people are saying, I've heard numbers, people saying it's 90%. And that's just ludicrous. But people are taking this too far. The problem was that we were sitting here in the market with people kind of hoping for that Santa Claus rally. You're at 2060 in the S&P. Intra-stock correlation was under 10%, levels we hadn't seen in 18 months. People were vulnerable. And then you got the catalyst with the energy story. But I think people are overly bullish, then get overly depressed, and overly bullish and overly depressed. We think you got to be rational.
I mean, we had a situation last year where we had 3.5 million barrels in unplanned outages. Now, some of that production legitimately came back on last summer. We had a 1 million barrel swing from Libya and Nigeria with weak demand numbers and a strong dollar. But do I think we're at a point now where the physical market is potentially getting tighter, and yet we're not seeing that reflected in prices? Absolutely. So at some point, I think we're going to get to a situation where we're going to get sentiment catching up with the physical market, and we should be looking for potentially demand uptick with prices at this level. We should also be looking for potential other outages in key supplying countries. So I do think we could get into the second half of 2015 and get a rebound in prices, because the market, I think, is actually going to get tighter over the course of the year.
Very carefully.
Well, I think that's a given.
If nothing else, I'd still rather buy dips here more so than anything. I'm really hesitant. I think there's a real correction that's here in the next couple of weeks. That could be $5 to $7 on the upside. I'm really thinking that everyone is so sure we're going down, more likely we have a move to the upside.